Surprise! Happy afternoon, everybody. It is almost 3:30, so kind of an odd time for us to be going, but we had some fun stuff to talk about. So I know you guys get to hear me a lot and me yammering incessantly and all that kind of stuff, but my beautiful wife behind the camera, some of you know, some of you may not know, Wendy is the head of PR for both Adult Swim and Turner Classic Movies. Round of applause.
Hello.
I'll wait. And so today was supposed to be the Turner Classic Movies with the TCM Film Festival in LA. And they had a whole bunch of, Wendy, any kind of Cliff's Notes version of what was supposed to be going on?
Yeah, it's the big annual film festival. It's been going on for 10 years in Hollywood. I just joined the team at the end of the year, and this was going to be my first festival in Hollywood. And unfortunately got canceled. It was supposed to run Thursday through Sunday. We were supposed to be there right now. Jeffrey was going to join me. But unfortunately it got canceled, and now we're doing a virtual one. It's got a cool online schedule.
Yeah, and I was very disappointed because they were going to be doing a live, was it a live screening of Spaceballs?
Yes.
So, I mean, if you don't like Spaceballs, we can't be friends. So in honor of that, and because they had to pivot with everything else, and we're kind of doing virtual versions of this, we decided, you know what, let's do some more snacks. That was kind of fun doing the hummus yesterday. So we're gonna do some snacks that you might be able to make when you're watching a movie or several, or binge watching anything else that's on Netflix. I'm sure everybody's seen Tiger King by now, but leave it in the comments if there's anything else we need to watch on Netflix. I'm up for about getting ready to binge another season. And I feel like I need to apologize too, because I put this out into the universe, because I was the one who said, yeah, you know, I'm thinking just to open a restaurant. I figure I might be able to take all of April off, and I guess I have, but in a very different way. So let's get to cooking, shall we?
Cool. Let's say hello to some friends.
Yes, let's do that first.
We've got Kay Carroll and Lindy Frank is back.
Wendy,
hello,
nice to see you.
Happy Friday. Kay Carroll, I think I already said Kay Carroll.
Yeah.
Sharon Park.
Hey, Sharon.
And Josh Hinton.
Hey,
so
Josh.
there you go. And Tina Stanley.
Hey, Tina. Good to see everybody.
Sharon says she has not seen Tiger King yet.
Brace yourself, but it's worth a watch. So anyway, for a couple of you, for Lindy, for Sharon, got a few people who were Common Core familiar. One of these might seem use the word familiar again. You might recognize one of these, but I got one of these items going to take a little cook time, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. We're going to do some kind of a version of like some spiced nuts, because when I think movie snacks, and you all could think differently, I never crave sweet. I really crave salt, and so we're going to do some salty snacks for this. So,
spiced nuts are also good at the holidays, I think. They always come out, Yeah,
this is definitely a little more on the savory. Like when I think holiday, I may think of like some warming spice. Some other things too, and we'll just do the whole lot of them. Why not?
Why not?
So really, any nuts you have, if you had peanuts, if you had almonds, if you had anything like that, we just happen to have a lot of pecans. I think by the shape, these actually might be Pearson pecans.
Very nice. Yes, we did get some Pearson pecans.
So I've got some soy sauce.
Spice those nuts.
That's threatened me with a good time. I've got some brown sugar.
Speaking of a good time, John Barkell in the house.
Hey, John. Nice to have you with us. Happy Friday. I'm going to set this down so I can actually open a spice jar. I've got some cayenne pepper.
Ooh, not too much.
That's all right. It's all right. It'll be like a 2 on the white girl scale. And then any herb you have or that you may like. Rosemary would be really good with this. We don't have any fresh. We just kind of got lucky and had some fresh thyme. If you wanted to use a dried herb, that'd be fine too. Whatever you get. Rosemary and thyme would probably be the ones that I would lean towards, but up to you.
Morgan is suggesting that we watch the National Lampoon biopic on Netflix.
Ooh.
It's called A Futile Stupid Gesture. Apparently it's very awesome. And of course we've got Ozark was another suggestion from Ben Heisler.
Okay, nice. Looking forward to trying some new things. So give this a good toss. Get everything mixed well. We shouldn't use enough. The soy sauce should just kind of cling to the nuts a little bit. You shouldn't have it swimming on the bottom there. I'm going to pour it onto a baking sheet so you can really see
but just look at this stir
action shots.
Action shot. Ben Heisler says we've got a lot of time on our hands while we're at home.
Hey-o.
Hey, it's a spice joke.
And a quarantine joke all in one.
That's
layers
right.
upon layers. So speaking of layers, put these in a single layer so we can get even browning. These even look like they may have, God knows how long these have been in the pantry, but they look like they may have been toasted a little bit at one time.
Maybe.
They didn't taste terribly aggressive, so we're going to give them a go one more time.
Sharon's suggesting Kingdom on Netflix.
Ooh, okay.
I think I saw a preview for that, yeah.
I don't know if I know what that's about.
Is that like a Nordic thing? I think it's like Vikings or something.
Okay. Somewhere those are my people back in. So I think the next one, this will be for the CQ fans. We're going to do kind of a version of the CQ in the QC. Do kind of a version of when I first took over that kitchen. It was about a month into its being opening. My opening weekend, I put 3 things on the menu. I put God, this is almost 7 years ago too.
That's insane.
So I put, I think it was like a black-eyed pea hummus, if I'm not mistaken. I did fried chicken skins, which I still have people ask me about. And then I did, I think I was reading the French Laundry cookbook and saw that they had done a version of, it was like chips and dip, but with this black truffle dip. So we don't have any black truffle, nor are we going to use it today. But it's tell me if you guys are out there. French onion dip is one of those things that I just kind of slept on. I as a kid, it was not in my wheelhouse, and then as I became an adult, I was like, what in the hell was I missing? This is delicious. So you would start with some sour cream. We don't have any sour cream, but we had a crap ton of Greek yogurt in there, so we're going to kind of see how this works out. To compensate, we also have some mayonnaise. If you have sour cream, you'll want to use probably a little less mayonnaise than I'm about to. I'm trying to balance out the acidity and the tartness, and what I'm kind of lacking, because sour cream is naturally going to be more rich than yogurt, but is what it is. So I've got some garlic powder. If you had onion powder as well, that would be a good one to use. I'm not going too aggressive with it, but just enough to kind of give it a little background note.
So Sharon says that Kingdom is a Korean dynasty era with zombies.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's awesome. I'm a fan of Korean cinema. Wendy loves Old Boy.
Oh, no. No, I do not. I will not watch it again. I watched it once and then thought I'd never watch it again and got tricked into watching it a second time.
Did you watch the Korean one, or did you watch the remake?
Oh, I watched the Korean. I watched the
Okay.
hardcore old one, yeah.
Okay. So without spoiling anything, watch it. You know what?
It is worth watching once.
The opening sequence in the hotel kind of feels like where we are right now.
True that.
Again, it's the opening scene, so it's not spoiling anything. Guy's stuck in a hotel room, and he's only allowed to eat dumplings that are brought to his room. It's almost like a jail cell, so very much quarantine-esque.
Very quarantine-esque.
So I've got some caramelized onions right
How
here.
did you cook those?
So hot pan, olive oil, sliced onions. I like the deep color. I put just a little bit of brown sugar, salt, and you see how they kind of have that mush, like they're almost disintegrated? Baking soda did that. Just a little bit of baking soda. If I was going to make caramelized onions just for a burger or for anything like that, I would leave that out because it does cause them to break down. But I got some good color on that because of it. But for the sake of an onion dip, where I don't want to necessarily have big pieces of it floating around, that is going to be A-okay with me. And just a little bit of salt and pepper. Depending on what kind of mayonnaise you have at home is going to depend on how much salt you're going to need to add. Because many mayonnaises have, it sounds weird to use mayonnaise as plural, many store-bought mayonnaise brands have sugar in them. Duke's does not. I'm on Team Duke's. So I've got less sugar to try to counteract.
Morgan says he watched Little Forest yesterday. It's a Korean slow burner with a lot of Korean cooking in it.
Okay.
So we should go check that out.
I'm going to go look at all of this.
Is this Netflix, Morgan? Let us know.
Yeah, 'cause
Gotta put it on the list.
We've got Netflix, we got Prime, we got Hulu.
We got it all, except for we don't have Disney Plus, which, we'll see. Depends on how desperate we get.
With no kids running around the house, and I think you may have already seen Star Wars once or twice.
Yeah, a couple times, but I haven't seen The Mandalorian, so.
Okay. So that's kind of it for onion dip. Just going to give this a taste. For
I was gonna say
just a little bit of salt because we are still working with potato chips here. If you were one of those who were kind of inclined for the flavors, if you had truffle oil floating around and you wanted to really make it taste like if you were a Common Quarter fan, add a little bit. We would add black truffle pieces to ours. We certainly don't have those. And we have this, this is going to be so sad, we have just a small bag
of chips
of potato chips left over, but...
We'll be ready.
C'est la vie.
Oops.
So, reaching for my spatula, I'm going to kind of give our nuts a toss.
Ooh, toss those nuts. All right, let's take a look at the, oh, there's, move them around.
Move them around. Wanting to kind of evaporate some of this. I mean, once we pull them to room temperature after they finish toasting, they're going to do that anyway, and they'll kind of be a little bit sticky.
Yep. Welcome to Marissa Sharp. We're making snacks for movies.
Yeah.
Savory snacks. Spiced nuts in the house.
I'm going to put these in probably for just a couple more minutes. I mean, they're already pretty fragrant.
Okay, and we made a at-home French onion dip with actual onions, and it's, we'll put the recipe up on later. Yeah.
We'll get this out of the way. And then kind of the last one, as I'm cleaning down here, really just throwing it all in the sink. We got to do popcorn, right?
Popcorn!
I live with a popcorn addict.
Me.
I am a popcorn addict myself, so it's something that I can't pass up when we're watching a movie. And this, you could really take in any direction you wanted to. I love hearing, I mean, you guys leave in the comments, what are your kind of personal blends or flavorings or spices that you like to add to popcorn? We're going to add, actually do a cool little hack right here. Popcorn salt is very, very fine. We don't have that. We have kosher salt, but we have a grinder.
Cool.
So, no idea the volume on this relative to the phone, but bear with me.
Oh,
hey!
Very quiet. Hey, Marissa, we're ahead of you. We're right ahead of you. Check that out. Yep.
Yeah, that's...
Preview. Wendy is a popcorn addict as well.
Good. I'm glad to not be alone on this.
I love popcorn.
Yeah, it's just it. I never did sweet. I don't really like candy. If I was going to do anything, somebody asked me about something sweet. Rice Krispie treats would be a really good one, especially if you did them with brown butter.
Oh, brown butter for Rice Krispie treat. Oh, that's so good.
I know some people will do them with wheat butter. If that's your thing.
Oh my.
420 is approaching.
Okay. Hello to cousin Grace Patterson.
Hey, Grace.
She's a filmmaker as well. We're doing movie snacks, Grace. So, so settle down with your favorite indie movies, and you got some snacks.
So just give that a toss. Black pepper is a good one. I kind of like things that are going to hang on to the popcorn a little bit, and I don't usually add a lot of fat to it after the fact. If you had whole kernels and wanted to cook them in something with a little bit of flavoring, or you still want something with a high smoking point, but I wouldn't put drizzled butter or anything on that after the fact, just because it tends to make it soggy. But I like, this is pecorino, any kind of Parmesan cheese. You like, what I need to try, and I was hoping we had some nori in there. We had kombu instead, but was doing a, like furikake. It's like a Japanese seasoning. It's got, just throw that in there. It's got sesame seeds and ground up nori and sugar and salt. It's got kind of a little oceanic flavor, so that's really good. If you happen to have any spices or like pre-packaged blends, this might be a cool time to try it. This is something Wendy got from Beautiful Briny Sea.
Yes, local salt maker here in Atlanta.
So this is the Friends and Forever brand that I think has granulated honey in it. So
yeah.
That sounds interesting to try.
Sweet and salty.
Yeah.
So shout out to local businesses. So Susie there is really awesome. So, and she's selling a lot of her stuff online. So Beautiful Briny Sea, very cool salts for all kinds of stuff.
Nice.
And we get no money from this, but And here's the onion dip.
And here are
the nuts are back.
They've taken on an extra layer of kind of dark golden, which is going to be good. I'll obviously let these cool, and we'll transfer all of these to our little bowls. And then probably most exciting, this is going to kind of signify the early weekend bubbles out of a tumbler. Wendy is scared to death.
Oh God, I hate loud noises.
I know.
That wasn't so bad.
That's like, it's going, well, that's probably one of the worst ones I've done. Usually you should just have the kind of tss. But,
So champagne and popcorn. Perfect combo.
Yeah, well, I don't think we have any champagne. We have Prosecco, which will be close enough for this, but just kind of the effervescence. If you have champagne, something dry, plus salty things, potato chips, French fries, popcorn, anything like that is always good. Feel free to share this, share any other ideas for good movie snacks you guys may have.
Ben says that the Beautiful Briny Sea unicorn salt is amazing.
Ah.
Use that in a lot of different stuff. And he also says that furikake and garam masala are our top popcorn choices.
Okay.
I think I screwed that up.
Garam masala. No,
Garam
we
masala.
actually have some of that.
And hello to cousin Heather.
Hey, Heather.
We're drinking bubbles, Heather, just like you and I in Vegas.
That's right. So I'm going to start my weekend early. I hope you guys do too. Enjoy yourselves. Good movies on to watch. I think tomorrow night. I have no idea what's on tonight. I know tomorrow we're going to do a double feature of Network and Casablanca.
That's right. Turner Classic Movies Film Festival. Woot woot.
So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for the kind words, the shares, the likes, the subscriptions on our YouTube channel. It's a good way to kind of find these recipes if you don't want to just keep scrolling down my page.
We have a question.
Yes.
So, Chef, I toasted some spiced pecans, but I forgot the cinnamon. How long would you say I can redress them and pop them in the oven without burning them?
Probably just a minute. Really, just want to warm them through, and you know, as soon as they're warm, if there's anything else you wanted to add to the cinnamon, or just kind of dust them again. 30 seconds to a minute. Just nice to get them hot without darkening deeper. Great
That's
question.
right. And Jenny, yes, spicy nuts, not just salty nuts, spicy nuts.
Salty, spicy nuts. That's right.
That's right.
Because being in the quarantine, you can be a little salty. You can be a little spicy.
That's
A
right.
little sweet, maybe.
You never know what day it is.
A little umami laden. I don't know if that's good for a person. But anyway, thank you guys so much for all the kindness, all the support. We appreciate that. And I think we may do some stuff this weekend, brunch related.
Yeah, that would be fun.
Hoping so. I told a friend today I've had a craving like something fierce for Waffle House, so I think that may have to happen. But until then, I'm going to enjoy my tumbler of bubbles. I hope you guys do the same. Stay safe, stay indoors, wash those hands. See you guys.